Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol leil ubechol sha'ah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol leil ubechol sha'ah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim.
Good evening, everybody. Hope we'll stay in this warm chapel tonight. It's getting a little cold for me. You know, I'm not used to the first cold. I know, it was all buttoned up today. All right, so page 7 will begin as we welcome Shabbat. Oh, not page 7, I'm so sorry. Page 5. Page 5 with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leShalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. We turn to page 11 as we welcome Kabbalat Shabbat, Lechu Neranina. Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Ladonai, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Litzui Shenu, Nikadma Fana Betoda. Naria, Naria, Litzui Shenu, Bizmiro Naria Lo. Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Ladonai. Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Ladonai. El Gadol Adonai Melech Gadol Elohim Asher B'yado V'Kol Hayom Yikreva Livnei Adonai V'Yoseinu. Arbaim Shana Kuvedor Omar Amto Elevavhem Mehem Lo Yadu Derachai Asher Nishpati V'Yapi Im Yavon El Menuchati. Page 13. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Barechu Shemo. Shumi Yom LeYom Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Barechu Shemo, Basumi Yom LeYom Yeshuato. Sabru Yivod Avamim, Kinora Gikol Yelei Seu Mincha Uva'u Lechatzorotav, Yishtachavu L'Adonai B'Harakodesh. On page 14, let the heavens be glad, let the earth and all it contains roar in praise. Page 14. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam me'umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam me'umelo. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Livnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpotei B'nai Tzedek, v'amim b'emunato. On page 16. Light is sown for the righteous and the joy for the upright in heart as we rejoice in Adonai. Or Zarua. Or Zarua la. La 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 tzaddik. Or Zarua la. La 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 tzadik. U Yisrael simcha. U Yisrael simcha. U Yisrael simcha. Ha ha. Or Zerua la. La 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 tzadik. Or Zerua la. La 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 tzadik. U Yisrael simcha. U Yisrael simcha. U Yisrael simcha. Ha ha. You guys good at that one. All right, well, we're on page 20. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtakavu l'har kodsho at the end of Psalm 99. What did you want, Diana? Oh, okay. You know what? Now I remember who I'm veering off. Diana, you told me about what Ari did at her service. Now I remember. It's what they did, the Zoom, Flashback Shabbat, and they did, that's who I heard it from. So Ari did it at her synagogue, yeah. Okay, the moment I saw you then I remembered. Anyway, let's go on to the service. Page 20, Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu be'ishtachavu lehar kodesho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodesho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Adonai Eloheinu be'ishtachavu lehar kodesho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu be'ishtachavu lehar kodesho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Page 21. Mizmor leDavid, avul Adonai b'nei lima, avul Adonai kabod va'oz, avul Adonai kevod shemo, hishtachavul Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai hamayim, el hakavod hirim, Adonai hamayim rabim, kol Adonai ba'koach, kol Adonai behadar, kol Adonai shober alazim, Vaishaber Adonai et havanon, vayarkidem kemo eged Lebanon v'Sirion kemo vein re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzev lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachir midbar, yachir Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai cholel hayalot, vayechesov ye'aron, uvehekalo kulo omer kavod, kulo mer kavod. Adonai lamabu yashava, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Page 23 as we welcome the Sabbath bride, Lachadodi. Lechadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor bezachor bedibur echad. Ishmianu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad. Ushmo echad, leshemot tiferet velitila, lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu venecha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, so maaseh b'machshava techila, lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, mikdash melech imelucha, kumitzei mitrafecha, ravlach shevet be'emek habacha, ve'uyachamol alaychem la, lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, hina ari me'afar kumi, livshi bigdei tevatechami, hayad ben ishai, beit halachmi, karva el na'afshi ge'ala, lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, hitoreri, kiva ore kumi ori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla, lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, lo tevoshi velo tikami matish tochechi, o ma'ademi bar yechesua, ani ehami veniv neta, iratila lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, v'hayulim shisa shosaych v'rachaku kol mevalaych, yasis alaych Elochaych, kimsos chatan akala, lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, yamin usmol tiferot zivet Adonai, ta'aritzi ayarish, vein parzi venis mecha, venagila lechadodi kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, boi v'shalom, atere bala gam besimcha, o betzola tochemune am segula, boi chala lechadodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. On page 27, the Psalm for Shabbat, Psalm 92. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodo la'Adonai, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, lehagi baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha balelon, hanei asor balei navel, hanei higayon bechinor. Leyom haShabbat, tov lehodo la'Adonai, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon. להגיד בבוקר שכם וחמד אלון, Tzadik katama yifrach, ke'erez balvanon yizke, shetulim behevet Adonai, bechatzot Eloheinu yavrichu, or inevun beseva, d'shenim v'rananim yiyu, להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולתה בו. יללי, 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 יללי. Page 29. Adonai malach kehu lavesh, o Adonai ozid azar, aftikon tevel v'aletimot. Nachon mikolod ma'im rabim, Adirim, adirim, mishbereyam. Adir bamarom, yalailai. Adir bamarom, yalailai. Adir bamarom, Adonai, yalailai. Adir bamarom, yalailai. Adir bamarom, yalailai. Adir bamarom, Adonai. We continue on page 39, 39a. We rise for the Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai Elohim Machalam Asher B'Yivro Ma'ariv Aravim B'Chokhmah Poteh Asher Livon Hashenitim Umavir Yom Umevi Laila Umavdir Ben Yom Uben Laila Adonai Tzvaot Shemo El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Amariv Arabim. On page 40. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amchavta Torah Mitzvot Ukimu Mishpatim Otanu Limadeta Aukein Adonai Eloheinu V'shokveinu v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'vrei toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu ve'orech yameinu u'vahem negei yomam v'layla Yomam v'layla, v'vadecha l'sim menu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Together, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעול על ידיך, והיו לתותבות בין עיניך, וכתבתם ביתך ובשעריך. Continue praying silently. 42. אנוכי מצווך היום. ויאמר אדוני משה לאמור, דבר בני ישראל, והם לדורותם אלינו הציתים. מה תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי להיות לכם ואלוהים על אני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 43. ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. העושה גדולות אין חקר, ולא נתן דמות רגלינו. אנשים יוציא את ישרה מתוך אליהם, המעביר פניו בין איש ימסו ורובם את זונם בתומו טיפה, וראו פניו גבורתו, שיבחו והודו לשמו. Page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקעם לבני משה, זה ליאנו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גיא ישראל. Page 45. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. אמן. ותגננו מצד טובה מפניך ושנאמר יגננו כי המלך ומלך אתה. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הפורץ סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. We rise, page 46. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, ושמרו בני ישראל השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויעמד יברח חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחיי כל וביומי ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב אמרו. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם מעמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתבער ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה, ויתהלל לשמי קודשה. לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירם בעלמא v'meru. Amen. We continue with the Amidah, citing it silently, pages 47 to 52. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'meru amen. Page 53. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישמור ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו. אשר ברא אלוהים, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון כוני שמיים וארץ, מגן אבות בדברו, בחיי מתים במאמרו, האל הגדול שאין כמוהו, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו, היבם רצה להניח להם, היבם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נבוא ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעין הברכות. אל ההודעות אדון השלום, מקדש השבת בורק שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לעמק קדושני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. Page 54. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו נצא במנוחתנו, קדשנו וזכותך ותדבקנו ותורתך, ונעלה ביאה ברצון שבת קודשך, וינוחו בה ישראל מקדשי שמך, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. יקרא ויקרא שמי רבה, ועמד ורקנותי ומגמר קודי וחיי קודם ומכון וחיי לכל בית ישראל, ועליו זמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמירה במבורא לעולם עולם המיה. יתברך וישתבח ויבר ותרומה וינשא, ודוד עלה ותעלה שמי לקודשה, לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה נמירה מימה, ואמרו אמן. תקבלו דקון דבר דקון דקו ישראל, קדם אבוהון וישמעיה, ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה משמעיה, וחיים עלינו ביוקו ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
It has a life of its own. There are two types of clergy. There are many types of clergy. But when you're being taught in seminary, there really are two different philosophies. And some of you have probably heard about this before, that we are trained, and in this I must include the cantor. Must. That we are trained to either comfort the afflicted or afflict the comfortable. And in truth, we do a little bit of both. That's why I've included the cantor.
I love that.
Isn't that great? So, I'm generally more in the school of comfort the afflicted, but there are certain areas where I actually enjoy afflicting the comfortable. So, and whereas we as clergy try our best usually not to divide the congregation, there is one particular area where I don't really care what you think. I'm going to tell you what the truth is, that I'm going to enjoy this Thanksgiving like no other because of Dallas losing. Now, if you're a Dallas fan, tough, because I have nothing nice to say about Dallas. Just want to put that out there.
Football, team with the city.
Football. And when I was in San Antonio, I could get away with it because San Antonio is close to Houston. And of course, Houston can't stand Dallas either. So I'm going to enjoy this Thanksgiving because everyone knows on Thanksgiving, we get up early, maybe we play some flag football, maybe we do whatever it is, and then we say, we're guesting or we're hosting, and we don't like half the people who are coming, and what are we not going to talk about, and how many types of cranberry sauce do we have? And then we stuff ourselves over 15 minutes over a meal that took 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to make, and then a certain number of people go into the next room and they watch the football games, because without the football games, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is an interesting holiday. It's actually one of my favorites, and one of the reasons it's one of my favorites, besides Dallas losing, as an aside, by the way, I have a son-in-law who is a big Detroit Lion fan, and this year they're doing really well. So he's doing really well, so he's happy. If he's happy, my daughter is happy. If she's happy, I'm happy. So, but Thanksgiving is interesting. If you know anything about Thanksgiving, if you look it up, then you'll see that Thanksgiving became a national holiday around 1863 with Abraham Lincoln declaring that it was a national holiday. But the concept of Thanksgiving in European cities goes back into the 16th century. It was whenever there was a great event, whenever there was a miraculous event, whenever there was a reason for Thanksgiving, someone would declare, usually someone from the church, or the mayor of the town or the king, would declare a day of Thanksgiving, and there would be a feast. And the first Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly, in North America was in 1621, probably in Jamestown. And again, it was a day where everyone just took off, and of course there was no football, so they had to talk to each other. And they would sit around a meal and have the whole community there and just enjoy themselves. Now, if there was a Jewish holiday that was similar to Thanksgiving, what do you think it would be? Sukkot would be nice, but no. Purim. He gets good parking spots on Yom Kippur. So Sukkot, because Sukkot is Thanksgiving, but Purim, because culturally, Purim also developed the same way. The concept of Purim was all over the Jewish world. Whenever there was a miraculous event, like the Jews were supposed to be thrown out of a town, and they weren't thrown out of a town, or the king declared a fair day against the Jews and the king suddenly died, the Jewish community would declare a local Purim. And to this day, in many communities around the world, mostly in the Sephardic world now, but in many of the communities around the world, they celebrate Purim, or a day of Purim. And then it got localized, it got codified with Haman and Esther. So a question that we ask about the difference between Purim and Thanksgiving is, how come Thanksgiving becomes known most of all for its football games and Purim doesn't? Now again, there's no football, it's soccer or anything like that, but the Super Bowl. Right. So there's nothing else to celebrate. But Purim, the aspect of Purim has something that Thanksgiving does not have. And to go into Thanksgiving a little bit more, has Mishloach Manot, but what is Mishloach Manot? Yeah. Mishloach Manot are sending gifts of food to your neighbors. Matanot Levyanim is giving tzedakah. Specifically, there is a Purim Suda, there is a festive meal. Bum, 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 bum. That's right. What? Yeah. It has the reading of the Megillah. Purim has a sacred text that is affiliated with the holiday. And you can't celebrate Purim without dealing with that sacred text. Now, Thanksgiving had texts, by the way, because there were always political proclamations. You can read them, you can look them up. Political proclamations about, we are giving thanks on this day for this reason. But Purim becomes codified primarily because the story is encapsulated in a very holy way. And the text itself is what creates the continuity of Purim remaining Purim. Now, there's a lot of craziness going on in Purim. All you have to do is go into one of the very frum communities, and you won't be able to tell who the women are, because the women are dressed up like women and the men are dressed up like women. Actually, you can tell that they're men because they all have beards. So, and I don't mean to disparage anyone, but it's just that by the way, do you know what the penalty for cross-dressing is in the Torah for men? Death. Except on Purim. Okay, useless trivia, but always good to have in your pocket. So, but the issue is that in our tradition, and there are several other things too, Thanksgiving, literally, if you know anything about Thanksgiving, it's not the holiday we think it is. The Pilgrims were not good people. You would not want the Pilgrims to be in your family. They were dour. They were people who had rebelled against rebellious people in England. So they were extremely unsympathetic to anyone who was not a pilgrim, and more importantly, they were xenophobic as well. Whereas Purim, we open the doors and let everyone in. But again, the central part of Purim is a sacred text. Now, I don't know what your relationship is with our texts. I mean, we have texts in front of us, but one of the most important sociological phenomenon in our tradition is the fact that we are a textual people. Whether we know the texts or not, whether we have a relationship with them or not, they are part of who we are. And the truth is, you really can't escape them, because finally, no matter how far you try to stray, eventually you're going to come in contact with a cantor or a rabbi, and we are textually oriented. So I hope you enjoy Thanksgiving as much as I do, and I hope Dallas loses. Badly. We'll continue with Kiddush.
Thank you, Rabbi. Right for Kiddush, page 55. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu mitzotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maseh boreishit כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר לציון מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון. הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Page 56, Aleinu. Aleinu לשבח לאדון, לתת גדולה ליוצר, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהמה, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לבני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומשה מקרוב השמיים ממעלה, ושכינת זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו הם אלוהינו בזולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו. ידעת היום וידעת היום והשבות ולבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעלה, הארץ בצדקך, לתקן עולם בחודשי בכל בנפש היקרא בשמך. כי שבת. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
This week, we remember the Yortzites of Lila Chapin, Tammy Etzion, Hannah Schur-Feldman, Adolf Friedman, Albert Goldberg, Edith Goldstein, Anna Gottlieb, Jerry Grossman, Ronald Hamburg, Ira Hammer, Benjamin Leonard Kahn, Sylvia Liss Farber, Harry Resson, Rose Sherman, Marcia Steinberg, Samuel Weinblatt, and Barbara Weinstein. Betty Ressler and Joseph Ben Naftali. We mourn with the recent passing of Martin Roth, Sheldon Cass, Carol Copeland, Joseph Herbert Silverstein, and Bruce Benjamin. Will all those who wish please recite Mourner's Kaddish with me on page 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'olma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam le'omei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei dekudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'olma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. The announcements fall under the comforting the afflicted, in that I will not be singing them, so you will not have to deal with it. So, this Sunday, November 24th, Ruth Genderson, president of the Washington, D.C. region of the American Jewish Committee and past president of our congregation, is hosting a special discussion for all 7th to 12th graders from 9 to 11 a.m., focusing on the history of the Hamas-Israel conflict. Breakfast will be served. Please register on the CBT website. CBT has joined us for a special networking event featuring short remarks by two dynamic Israeli professionals, Senior Shlicha for the Jewish Federation of Greater Washington and Tech Enterprises. Complimentary breakfast will be served. It will not be the same breakfast as is served on Sunday. Okay, that's going to be limited spaces available. Well, maybe it will be the same breakfast if people know. The RSVP on the CBT website by November 27th. Your vote is your voice in Israel. Voting in elections for the World Zionist Congress begins on March 10th. Oh, then I can wait. I don't have to tell you that yet. The Berman Hebrew Academy in Rockville is having a community book drive to help you recycle, bury, or buy any unwanted Jewish Hebrew books, texts, or papers. Unwanted books may be dropped off inside the main entrance during school hours through November. And after Thanksgiving, the gift shop will be open every Friday morning after Tat Shabbat, Sunday mornings from 10 to 12, and Monday evenings from 7:30 to 9. You are welcome to drop off your books here in the library. They will probably, 90% of them will find themselves at the Berman Academy. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi. Is that all? Every announcement?
No.
Every? Okay. So you're leaving some. Okay. We'll conclude our service on page 62 with the Yigdal. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach Nimsa ve'yenetel metziuto Echad ve'yachid kechichudo Le'lam ve'gam etzov le'akduto Elo demutago ve'yeno guf Lo la'aloch elav kedushato Kamol lechol davar asher nivra Rishon ve'nreshit le'reshito Hino Adon olam v'chol notzar Yoreh gedulato malchuto Shefat nevuato nitano El anshe segulato v'tivarto Lo kam Yisrael kemoshe hod Naviu mavit et emunato Torat menatan le'amoel Aya nevio neiman beito Lo yachal lifael Velo yamir dato Leolamim lezulato Tzofev ve'yodea Sitarenu Mabiles of the vibe mato Komelis chesed kemifalo Lo tener ashara kerishato Yishlach lekechamid meshichenu Livdom bekakekei tishuato Metim yechayel berov chasto Baruch adei ad shem dilato Metim yechayel berov chasto Baruch adei ad shem dilato. Shabbat shalom, everyone. If you don't know your neighbor, please say Shabbat shalom. Introduce yourself.